Good day, everyone. Here's the question of Group 7. Benjamin Franklin once said, "By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail." In preparing for assessment, what steps would you take to ensure that assessment tools are fair and unbiased for students with diverse backgrounds and abilities? Give a practical example. So the question of Group 7 states that what are the steps, to avoid bias. So, to ensure that assessment tools are fair and unbiased for students with diverse backgrounds, and there are also diverse abilities, and several deliberate steps must be taken, no? First, we have the first steps. We have aligned assessment with learning objectives at what I've it said in my report, no? Because the assessment must directly reflect the objectives of the lesson, of course, no? Because um, ensuring that then every question measures what was our thought, and also this avoids introducing concepts, no, that that were not covered, which can be a disadvantage to time students, no. The first steps is we must be aligned with our objectives, because like for example, no, if the objectives is to test problem solving in math, no, questions should focus on problem solving scenarios taught in class, no, rather than over complex words problems that may disadvantage students with the language barriers. Now, we have the second steps. Use clear and simple language, no? Avoid idioms, cultural references, or overly complex wordings that may be confuse the students from different linguistics or cultural backgrounds, no? Like for example of this is, instead of asking how much change would you get from a $10 with if you bought an item for $6.5, you could say that what is the difference, no, between the $10,000 and the $6,000. No, it also include the third steps, include multiple formats, no, like for example, include multiple formats because and they diversifying assessment methods to accommodate various learning styles and abilities, no. This may include written tests, oral presentation, hands-on activities, or for um portfolios, no. Like for example of this is like you are, if I am a teacher and I am a teacher in history, and I make assessment about the history, no. Of course, I allow students to choose between writing an essay, or creating a timeline, or giving a short oral presentation on a historical event. That in that way, the student can express their thoughts and ideas about the history. Also, step 4, we have to avoid bias in content, no, to ensure that the content of the questions that not favor one cultural, social, or economic group over other, no. Like like for example, no, um instead instead of asking a questions about the specific holiday celebrated only in one culture, frame the question to focus on the broader concept, such as describe a celebration that is important in your community. Also, the last is provide accommodation when needed, no? By what? By how? No, it's simple, no? By recognizing and address the needs of students with disabilities, or um rather challenges, no, excuse, from providing extra time, alternate formats, or everything that we can do to those students who struggle for this, no? Like for example, no, like for example, for a student with dyslexia, no, we need to offer an oral version of the test or allow the use of text to speech software, no? Like also we have the pilot test and review, no? Test your assessment tools with a small diverse group of students, no? For or colleagues before administering them, no? Like for example, you are if piloting a multiple choice test as reviewers, if any questions seems unclear, culturally insensitive, or irrelevant to be the objectives, no, because it is important to us to um, implement this kind of steps, because by implementing these steps you can create assessment tools that are equitable, inclusive, and truly reflect of your students' abilities, ensuring every learner has an equal opportunity to success. So that would be all. Thank you.